Welcome back, fellow jazz bums. This episode, we're going to be discussing the new Tone Poet Society subscription service from Blue Note, and 25 Tone Poets are coming out next year. So this is some exciting news I know everybody's been waiting to hear about. Mike, do you want to get us started, and let's maybe discuss the new subscription service?
Yeah, okay, let's jump into it. So I'll share my screen and we can kind of walk through what they sent out today, and then we can go to the website. Felipe, you have looked into this. Do you want to kind of walk us through this?
So starting for 2025, actually starting December now, Blue Note started Tone Poet Society, which is a subscription service you can have for tone poets. However, keep in mind, you don't have to subscribe to be able to buy tone poets. You subscribe, you get exclusive perks. There's like 4 tiers of perks. However, if you don't want to join it, you can just go to your Amazon local store, Target, whatever, wherever you go, and still get your tone poets. So these things are totally disconnected. They're not together. So there's 4 tiers, 1 through 4. Actually, 4 is being the lowest one, and 1 being the first one, correct? Yes.
Yep. Yeah, so, that's right.
Yeah, each tier comes with different perks, of course, just like everything else. What I liked about the model that they created is not the perks. They really have advantages over each other. But even if you grab like the lowest one, you're still getting a great deal there. You don't get discount for the titles, but you get free shipping. You get some extras that are quite interesting, and I think it's worth it. So I took a subscription. We're going to go over the perks on each one.
Well, I think for number 4, what's nice is, it's just 1 month. So 1 month, both titles. So if you're, especially as like this starts off, like I don't think I'm going to be signing up right away. But if there is a month where I'm going to get both of them, I may try it out to see how it does. And yeah, so I mean, you get free shipping. You're paying basically what you'll pay elsewhere. So it's just an alternative to essentially Amazon.
Well, here's the other big perk, though, to me, is they're going to ship it 2 weeks before the release date, which is kind of cool.
Exactly.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah, so that's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
And then if you look at, like, if you go all the way up to tier 1, I mean, $30.98 per title, that is 20% off. That's not nothing. I mean, it's a decent discount.
Yeah. It's pretty much what we get in the biggest sales, right?
Just about. I mean, it's getting close, right? Like, I mean, most of the sales will be like 30%, but like, this is also, you don't have to worry about them. You're just going to get them. You're going to get them 2 weeks early before everybody else. Let's look down. Let's scroll down a bit, Mike, because they have the different tier benefits listed below here.
Okay. All right. So I don't know if you guys can see it, but I'll kind of quickly go through the bullets. So for all tiers, you get free shipping, behind the scenes access with photos and video from Joe Harley, monthly newsletter. You get, and then first looks and early access to special releases and products from Blue Note Records. So yeah, so 2 weeks prior to retail release date. That's kind of the big benefit here for sure.
Yeah, plus the free shipping, right? But you get free shipping.
So then if you move up to tier 3, you get access to purchase the quarterly limited edition Tone Poet Society exclusive Tone Poet releases, which we'll talk about the announced one in a little bit. So these are going to be only for members of tier 3 or higher.
Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, so basically they want you to buy 3 months worth to have access to the quarterly release, which I guess kind of makes sense.
Yeah. So 6 titles. Do you get a cost savings here?
Yeah.
You do get a cost savings for each title.
Yeah.
So you'll save a little bit. And then you get, if you're interested in getting that exclusive Tone Poet Society release. Okay. All right. So tier 2, access to purchase limited quantity Tone Poet test pressings. So I guess they'll be test pressings.
Yeah. That's kind of cool.
And then a one-time 15% discount code from the Blue Note store. And this is going to cost $33 per title of 12 titles.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. And then finally, the top tier, you get a welcome package, you get some merch, you get a note from Don Was and Joe Harley, you get a quarterly drawing for tier 1 members. and then one-time 30% discount code.
Well, the quarterly drawing is to have a 15-minute video call with Joe Harley, which is pretty
That's
cool.
cool. Yeah.
I mean, unless you're us, then you can just have an hour-long video call with Joe Harley occasionally, which is really nice.
Yeah.
Thank you, Joe.
Yeah. But again, I think that they structured that really well. I think the perks, I mean, if you're into that, they're really worth it. The discount is good, right? It's about what?
20% if you all the way up.
Exactly. So not bad.
I mean, if you're a person that buys all of them and you're interested in these, what we'll look at here in a minute, the exclusive releases and all that, I think it's a pretty well put together, service.
Yeah. Plus, you don't have to worry about what you're getting. Yeah. I mean, to keep searching, to keep waiting and checking. Things are just gonna show up at your door, which
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, I think even if you're not someone who's actively buying all of these, this is a way to make sure that you have it sent to your door every month. So, yeah. So I think it's smart that they're offering this, and for people that are interested, I think it makes sense. So, it's pretty cool. But this is a trend we're seeing. We saw Verve; they had a recent subscription service. There's obviously Vinyl Me Please, and there's other ones too. But this seems like a trend that's happening within the industry.
Yeah, it's been around in the past. I mean, Felipe, you've been a subscription member at Acoustic Sounds forever, right?
Acoustic Sounds. I am. I decreased my number of tracks. I still have one with Vinyl Me Please, and I get all the Interscope vinyl collected because those are really cool releases, I think, in my opinion, and I like collecting them.
Yeah,
I think it's just convenient. If you don't like it, just cancel it, and that's it. You're done. But at the same time, you don't have to worry about tracking things. Oh my gosh, I missed that one. Now it's sold out. Whatever.
Right.
And you always get some extra perks. It could be like a podcast or a booklet or anything, extra tracks, early downloads. There's always something. So And it's not for everybody. If you don't like it, you don't have to. You can still go to Amazon or whatever. You go in your local store, especially. Please go, and get your individual titles that you want.
Yeah, if you're not really in for just getting all of the Tone Poets, then maybe it's not for you. But for those people that are just going to buy all of them anyway, I think it makes a lot of sense. Maybe so. I'm considering it, and the exclusive pressings. Is definitely
This is where the FOMO kicks in because they throw in a bunch of stuff for each tier and there's a financial incentive. So, if you're interested, it's great. But there's also an exclusive membership title. So they're pressing, I think, 1,000 of these, at least to start for this first title, which I guess we can go there.
Let's look at that.
So it's going to be Davis Cup. This is Walter Davis Jr. This is a 59 session released in 60. We have Walter Davis Jr. on piano, Donald Byrd trumpet, J Mac on alto, Sam Jones on bass, and AT on drums. So it's a pretty killer quintet. Donald Byrd, Jackie McLean, real nice. So this is going to be a reissue. I do have a copy of it. Obviously not the Tone Poet, but it's I think I got this from Brandon. This is an 89 reissue Toshiba EMI Japanese pressing. So I do have a copy in my collection. I'll need to revisit this, so that'll be fun.
Yeah, it's terrific.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Felipe, you have a AP45 of that one?
Yes, I have Chad's 45 from the Blue Note series that they reissued. They 15 years ago or so, 2010ish. Yeah. Just want to add one thing about subscription. Lastly, so far it's only for U.S. customers, but I had word they are working on having different countries being able to outside the U.S. to be able to subscribe. So this should come out soon. They should put a word about it soon.
Limited to 1,000 copies, individually numbered, Tone Poet Society exclusive gold foil stamp and lithographic print. So, it's going to get the Tone Poet treatment, and it looks like it comes with a print. But yeah, it's a cool session.
Yeah, it's a terrific record.
So that'll be nice.
This is definitely an incentive. I mean, so this is basically going to be 4 extra tone poets a year that you can only get if you're a tier 3 or higher member of the Tone Poet Society.
Yeah.
Or if you buy them on Discogs for $100 a piece.
Mhm.
Or whatever they end up costing. I don't know. I mean, the first one's definitely going to be hyped up, right? Like it's not going to be cheap on the resale market, I wouldn't think.
Yeah, unlikely. Yeah.
But I think it's a cool thing that they're doing this. I don't collect all Tone Poets, so the aspect of FOMO. I think if they're getting more titles out, they're pressing 1,000. I think that's cool. So that number probably sounds right. If you're going to open up membership, I think it'll be interesting to see how many signups they get, and then of those people, how many purchase this record.
Right.
But yeah, I think there is going to be a wall to get it. You'll have to at least commit to 6 Tone Poets, and yeah, I mean, I just wonder if there's like a title that if they did it, I would just want to go all in and get it.
Right.
So there maybe it depends. They have access to so much cool stuff that yeah.
I mean, that's a good point. They're going to announce them, obviously. So whenever they announce one, you could go sign up for 3 months and buy it and then get whatever the 6 are that are part of that, I guess, if you wanted to, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like for me, I think maybe certain 1500 series would pique my interest if they came out in this form, depending on the title, because those are, some of those are just so impossible to get.
Yeah, exactly.
So
cool.
It would, yeah. All right. Okay. So we're going to move on to the regular release schedule that was dropped today. So, remember to like and subscribe and drop a comment on the Tone Poet Society, what your thoughts are if you're going to sign up. We'd love to hear from you. So let's move into all the titles. So we pulled them up and we were just going to go through them. There are 25. Is that right, Chris? So
with the Walter Davis, there's 25. Yes.
Okay. So 24. So we are going to try to move through them pretty quickly and just kind of get a sense of what these are. So one thing about the Tone Poet series is they put out things outside of Blue Note. In this case, this is a Pacific Jazz title by the Jazz Crusaders called Freedom Sound. It's a 61 session, and it has Wayne Henderson, Wilton Felder, Joe Sample piano, Roy Gaines guitar, Jimmy Bond bass, Stix Hooper drums. And this is a title I'm pretty unfamiliar with. What do you guys think about this?
I don't have that one, but I have another of their early Pacific Jazz releases, and I really like that one.
Mm-hmm.
So I might check this one out.
Yeah, same here. Yeah, same here. I'm missing on that one.
Okay.
Also, it's got Texas on the cover, so maybe I have to buy it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Which is weird. I don't understand what that's about. Why there's a weirdly shaped Texas on the cover, but
Yeah. All right. Let's keep moving.
Yeah.
Next title is Andrew Hill Grassroots. I was actually just listening to this recently, and it's a 68 session. So from what I understand, I think Andrew Hill's like core recording time with Blue Note stopped, and then they kind of brought him back in for another session a little later. And this has a great lineup. It's Andrew Hill, Lee Morgan, or Woody Shaw, Booker Irvin or Frank Mitchell on tenor, Jimmy Ponder guitar, Ron Carter or Reggie Workman on bass, and Idris Muhammad or Freddie Waits on drums. So some pretty killer players. And when I was streaming it, I really felt like this is it's more commercial sounding for Andrew Hill. It's not, particularly out there. It's more straight ahead. So it's a really great session. It still has like Andrew Hill's signature on it, but it's not going to be like the earlier ones he recorded for Blue Note.
No, it's like a 68. It's a later sessions. And yes, that was a push. It was a Liberty era, and different covers. You can tell the covers already have a different style. And but it's a cool record. I had a 75th anniversary copy. That's I think the most recent on Blue Note was 75th, and I'm glad they're doing a Tone Poet now. Definitely, I want to get this one.
Cool.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna. Well, I have an opinion too.
Sorry.
Okay. So I'm interested in this one too. I'm probably going to stream it just to sample a little bit before I pick it up, unless I join the Tone Poet Society. Obviously, then I'll be getting all of them. But it's interesting. It's obviously got a great lineup. But you know, it's not like it's. I love his older stuff like Smokestack and Blackfire and all that stuff. So
yeah. And Scooter has Lee Morgan, right? It's like a reinvention of Lee Morgan kind of face. It's like trying different things, reinventing himself as a player, and they've been working together since the Rump Roller, so it's kind of interesting. Yeah. So they did commercial music together before.
Yeah, makes sense.
All right, next title is going to be Dizzy Reese, Blues in Trinity. This is a 58 session released in 59. And who's on this? So you have Dizzy Reese, Donald Byrd, Tubby Hayes, Terry Shannon, Lloyd Thompson, Art Taylor. And I know they reissued the, what is it, like Star Bright on the Classic series?
Yeah.
And I feel like there aren't that many Dizzy Reese records, so I think it's cool to kind of be able to, explore all of them. So I'm pretty excited for this one. What do you guys think?
No, me too.
I'm excited about this one. I think it's interesting. This one was recorded in London because a lot of those Tubby Hayes and other dudes are UK jazz guys, and it'll be interesting to see how it sounds. To compare the earlier Rudy stuff versus whoever recorded this in London.
Yeah,
I'm in for Dizzy Reese. So
yeah, no, it's a record I've always wanted to have, and I've been skipping represses, reissues. I kind of had a hunch that it was kind of as a Tone Poet, and he was not the first, right? Dexter Gordon had 3 records recorded in France, and just master and cut here. So I'm assuming it should be pretty good, and let's see what they're going to bring.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see if this one has session photos, given it's in London. It's at Decca Studios in London, so this one probably won't come in a gatefold, I would guess.
No,
it's probably a pretty safe bet.
All right, let's keep moving. Next title is Up and Down Horace Parlan. This is a title I've wanted for a long time. This might be my favorite Horace Parlan, so really excited to see this. This one is very high on my want list, so this was great to see. You got Horace Parlan piano with George Tucker and Al Harwood rounding out the rhythm section, Grant Green on guitar, and then Booker Ervin on tenor.
Yeah, this is one of my top ones in the whole list for sure. Love me some Horace Parlan.
Yeah, definitely. It's on my list too. I have an original pressing of that one. I managed to get one last year. So it's one of my favorite. I think Us 3 is still my favorite, but this.
All right, Groove in Blue. So I have a copy of this. This is the 1960 and 61 sessions. Pacific Jazz Studios, Hollywood, California, released in 61. Curtis Amy on tenor, Frank Butler drums, Carmel Jones trumpet, Bobby Hutcherson vibes, Frank Stazzeri piano, and Jimmy Bond bass. So this is a great Pacific Jazz title to pick. I have an original stereo. Sound is great on this. Pacific Jazz titles generally were really well recorded, at least the ones that I've heard. And when Tone Poet does them, the ones I have are, they're great. So they're great sessions and just beautiful recordings.
Do you have it there to show us?
Yeah, I have. So this is it here. This is the stereo from 61. The original label is Deep Groove Pacific Jazz Blue stereo. So nice pressing.
Sorry.
I was going to say I probably won't pick up the Tone Poet because I have a copy. So, but
how does it compare to like Katanga or the Carmel Jones record they put out a couple years ago? Like how would you rank it?
Trying to remember how. I don't think it's like Katanga. Katanga to me.
Because Katanga has Amy Dupree as well. So I think it's a different vision there on Katanga. I think Katanga is a special one.
Yeah. So yeah. Anyway, but this I think is it's like straight ahead West Coast guys on Pacific Jazz. It's wonderful. So definitely check that out.
Yeah, every time I buy one of those, some of the ones I've been like, I don't know, but then they always turn out to be pretty great.
Yeah. Yeah, the Pacific Jazz title Tone Poets is a nice little sub series at this point. I think there's got to be like 6 or 7 of them now.
Yeah, there's probably more than that.
Yeah.
There's a lot.
So
Katanga is the best though.
Yeah,
They're never going to beat that, man. They're never
well,
going to beat that.
there's also
the greatest surprise in the whole series ever.
I'm a big fan of Picture of Heath. I thought that one is cool.
Yeah.
I guess Katanga is a better session. That's fair.
Yeah, I think it's musically superior. Yeah, I think.
Yeah. Katanga is just like the best tone poet ever, just about. So it's hard to beat.
Okay, that's fair. All right, let's keep moving. We got the next title, third season. This is a Hank Mobley. Originally released in 1980. It is a 67 session. So this was a session that was not initially put out until Blue Note put this. I think this is technically called like the classic series. It's like the first classic series, which I think most people now call the LT series because of the catalog number.
Yes.
And they're noted for their cover design.
Oh yeah.
And that's all I'll say about that. And so you have Hank Mobley, James Spalding, Lee Morgan, Cedar Walton, Sonny Greenwich, Walter Booker, and Billy Higgins. So that's a pretty killer lineup. Does anybody have this title?
Yeah, I have it on my LT shelf somewhere. Yeah, I do.
How does it rank up with other Hank Mobley stuff, Felipe?
I think, probably not as high as like Turnaround or No Room for Squares and Roll Call and stuff like that, or 1560. However, I think it's in a higher tier compared to his late 60s kind of stuff. I think it's a really inspired session. They're really straight ahead, hard bop there. Really, really curious, interesting, and a lot of this LT series they had initially a great sounding presentation anyway. So I think it's going to be great as a tone poet. As most of all the tone poets that I have, they beat really well all the LT series that I have.
Yeah, I think I would agree with that. Yeah, I'm interested in this one. It's got Cedar Walton and Billy Higgins, so I'm already kind of priced in with those two guys.
Yeah.
And Lee Morgan, Hank Mobley,
Yeah.
Cool.
What do you think, Mike?
I don't know. I'll have to sample it. I'm pretty sure I've explored this title before, and for whatever reason, I don't have it on my want list. So that might be a sign that it's not for me. But I'll have to check it out for sure. Cool.
Yeah.
Right. So this is a pretty awesome title. This is Modern Art by Art Pepper, originally on the Intro label, which I think was reissued a few times on other small labels that bought the Intro catalog. But this is a 56 and 57 session, released in 57. And you have Art Pepper, alto sax, Russ Freeman, piano, Ben Tucker bass, and Chuck Floors on drums. And I think the original title here is quite expensive. We're talking, 4 digits possibly, or around there, give or take. So I do have, I pulled this out. This is a twofer from 1976, and I thought Michael Kuskuna produced this because I think he produced a number of these twofers. But this was actually produced by Pete Welding. So Pete Welding produced this, and this has all 3. I think this is all his Intro and Jazz West sessions. I think that they're all kind of the same producers, but it has all those on it. And the liner notes are Coleman Andrews. The photography is Ray Avery, and the album designs, like these twofers, are designed by Bob Cato. And this is definitely, I always felt like this had an educational feel to it. No feel, straightforward, like almost like just getting it out there to, for reference almost. So this is a great way to get it. So, but I will say this is one I might double down on because it would be cool to have an intro title.
Yeah.
Personally, I'm getting into the smaller West Coast labels, like in the early 50s, and I know this is 56, 57, but this is the stuff that I'm really looking for. So, I'll probably pick this up.
Yeah, I've got a copy of it, this Japanese copy, which is kind of weird. This is a really nice tip-on jacket, and it sounds really good from what I remember. So I don't know if I would replace it or not. Maybe. But what's interesting too is it's labeled as Blue Note because I guess they owned it at the time. Check out this weird label. So like the most generic Blue Note label that's ever been made,
Yeah,
it sounds really good. It's a really good record. This came out around really close to like Meets the Rhythm section. That kind of time frame. Same year.
So I don't know the session chronology, but the release chronology, Modern Art and Art Pepper Meets the Rhythm section came out the same year.
Okay. Yeah.
So, and this is obviously going to be a quartet with a West Coast trio as opposed to rhythm section with Miles's trio.
I might just sell this and get the Tone Poet because I kind of want an intro one as well. I think that'd be neat to have. What do you have this one, Felipe?
No, I don't. No.
Cool.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like Art Pepper, but I'm not like crazy focused on. Oh, I want to get Art Peppers. I have like a handful, like 10 or whatever. But this is a title that was like, too much. I'm gonna wait till it's gonna show up at some point.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Cool. And I will say, I mean, the twofer sounds very good. So I bet this thing's going to set, like the intro tapes are probably very good. So it'll be cool to hear, what Kevin Gray can do to this release. All right, let's keep moving. We got Sunset Eyes by Teddy Edwards. This is another Pacific Jazz release. So this has Teddy Edwards tenor, Ronnie Ball, who's a piano player, or Joe Castro, or Amos Trice on piano, Leroy Vinegar or Ben Tucker bass, Billy Higgins or Al Levitt drums. This is a title that I've looked to buy in the past, but it generally can get, somewhat pricey for nice copies of originals. So this one's pretty cool. What do you guys think about this?
Of course, I'm getting it. I have no knowledge of this one, and let's do it. Of course.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I mean, I'd say I may or may not buy some of these Tone Poets, but I end up buying every single one of them anyway, just about. So I'll obviously get this, but I'm kind of excited for it because I don't have any Teddy Edwards stuff, like at all.
Yeah, he has a few titles on. He has another one called I can't remember it now, but I have it. It's what the hell is it called? Teddy's Ready, and that's on Pacific Jazz. So yeah. Anyway, I'll probably end up buying this one because I don't have it and I've wanted it in the past, and this will be a nice copy. And I already have like a Tone Poet Pacific Jazz little collection, so I don't get them all, but this one I'll definitely pick up, I think. Rolling with Leo. This is Leo Parker, 61 session, shelved, originally released in 1980. Leo Parker plays baritone sax, Dave Burns on trumpet, Bill Swindle tenor sax, John Assi piano, Stan Conover or Al Lucas bass, Wilbert Hogan or Pernell Rice on drums. What do you guys think about this Leo Parker record?
I love it.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
it's absolutely excellent. I've got the LT series here. I'll buy the Tone Poet though too.
Yeah,
because the cover's terrible for one thing. But yeah, this is a really good record, outstanding record. It's only Leo Parker I've got. And it's interesting too because I don't know any of the other players from this session. Like we just went through their names. I've never heard of any of them. So really good one.
Really cool record. I have a latest pressing with the red and black cover, different from Chris.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and it was a radio copy, so it has a sticker. So I really want to get the Tone Poet and get like a pristine sounding, looking, beautiful one because it's a killer session. I think that's a no-brainer. People like I want to get one. Maybe that they could be the one.
I like that there's a couple of these guys that you don't. I mean, like Teddy Edwards and Leo Parker specifically. Not that they're not huge names or whatever, but it's not like we talk about them every day or see their records getting reissued.
Yeah, agreed. Another cool thing about this is not Teddy Edwards, Leo Parker played with Dexter Gordon in the mid 40s. And that material was put out as Dexter Rides Again. So, you know, everybody watches this channel knows I like the early guys. So this is someone I really haven't explored too much. So this will be definitely one that I'll be considering for sure.
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
Got it, for sure.
Let's keep moving. We got some other stuff by Gratchen Moncour III. So this is a 64 session recorded at Englewood Cliffs, released the following year. Who do we got on this? You have Gratchen Moncour III on trombone, Wayne Shorter tenor sax, Herbie Hancock piano, Cecil McBee bass, and Tony Williams drums. So basically, that's like Miles's rhythm section without what do you call it?
Ron Carter.
Ron Carter. Thank you. So yeah, I have this title. This is a mid 70s Black D Van Gelder.
Yeah.
And you know, I like it. This will probably be sufficient for me, but it's a really cool session. Different than his other session with the pink cover with Lee Morgan.
Yeah, and they were recorded not too far from each other, less than a year.
So,
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
but it's nice to have both titles in your collection is pretty nice. And
This is probably this is my number one so far from this list for sure. I'm very excited about this one. Obviously, I mean, you know, Gratchen Moncour III. All any free jazz stuff they put out, I'm excited about. So, you have this one, Felipe?
No, I have a CD of this one, so
Okay.
that's my first record.
all right, this is another cool one. So this is Andrew Hill, 64 session, released in 68. John Gilmore from Sun Ra, Bobby Hutcherson, Richard Davis, and Joe Chambers. So just a fantastic lineup.
Yeah, this is a very promising album.
Yeah. So I do not have a copy of that.
Me neither. Looking forward to. But I mean, it's a very solid lineup. And in '64, he was recording a lot as a composer, sideman. He had, you know, many things there on Blue Note. I think he was having a strong hand. I just can't remember exactly which tennis it is, but I don't think it goes too far out there. It's more. You know.
I mean, it's 3. He recorded it 3 months after Point of Departure, and that one's great. So I mean, yeah, this is up there for me too on this list for sure.
Yeah, cool.
I mean, if these two come out in the same month, that's going to be insane.
Right? Yeah.
You know, the Gratchen Moncour III and Andrew. I don't know if they do or not. I can look, I guess, but
Yeah, I mean, they pair those things really well, right? Every month.
they really do.
Yeah. No, they're two separate months. So May is going to have the Leo Parker and Gratchen Moncour, and then June's going to have Andrew Hill and Serge Chaloff.
Well, let's look at that Serge Chaloff. That's cool.
That's the first capital, right?
Yeah.
So where are we? Here we go. Okay, so this is a 56 session released in 56. This is on Capitol Records. You have Sonny Clark piano, Philly Joe Jones drums, Leroy Vinegar bass, and Sergei Chaloff on baritone sax. Penguin Guide to Jazz selected it as part of its core collection. And this is a title that I've been wanting, but I heard rumors that Joe was going to put out some Capitol stuff. We did a video on that. So I've been kind of holding off because originals of this can get pricey.
Yeah, I've been waiting for this reissue too. I mean, we all had some hints that would come out. We were just like waiting. No, not going to spend much on that one. Just going to wait. I know the record well. I like that music, and again, so I think it's a must-have for this year in 2025.
Yeah, I mean, I think this was what we thought would be the number one record on Capitol for him to do, if we could, from what we could think of anyway. And it doesn't surprise me that he picked this one first.
Yeah.
It should sound kick-ass because Capitol Records usually sound really good. So the recordings.
Yeah. I'm hoping he's able to do the Miles Davis Birth of the Cool, but I don't know if he'll have to involve the Miles estate, and that might not be as straightforward as some of these other things. But I'm holding off on buying it because I'm hoping it comes out as a tone poet.
Yeah, same. Same.
All right, let's keep going.
That one's definitely one of the most exciting ones, I think.
Yes,
of
I
next
agree.
year.
Yep. All right, next one is Sam Rivers, A New Conception. This is a 66 session released in 67. Sam Rivers plays tenor, soprano, and flute. Hal Galper on piano, Herbie Lewis bass, and Steve Ellington drums. So this one, they basically do all standards.
Mhm.
It's kind of Sam Rivers' ode to kind of the jazz standard, I suppose. And A New Conception, so it's kind of like his vision. And what do you guys think of this? I do not have a copy.
Oh, I absolutely love this record. Absolutely love it. That's
What do you
never, yeah.
Mono?
No, this is stereo.
Okay.
This is stereo.
Cool.
I love it. It's so well recorded, and I mean the execution of the songs there, his playing is like, wow.
Well, I think this one is if you're not too into like, more out there stuff, this one at least anchors it to the
That's
standards.
the Sam Rivers for you. Yes, yes. It's a more like behaved Sam Rivers for sure.
Yeah.
It's very like full round sound, very predictable in a good way. That he's not doing crazy things. It's an amazing, very pleasant listening session. Really, really.
In a
good.
way, it's kind of similar to the Andrew Hill that he picked, where it's not the most crazy, session.
Yeah, experimental. Yeah, for sure. It's a very
Yeah.
regular. Yeah, stuff there. Very, very good.
Yeah, this is again one of the top picks for me, which I think we'll talk about our top picks at the end, but
Yeah.
this one's got to be up there. I think this is a really good year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, we have another LT series. So this is Dexter Gordon's Landslide. This is material from 3 sessions from 61 to 62. And you have a bunch of people. So one group is Dexter Gordon, Dave Burns, Sonny Clark. Who's this? Oh, Sir Charles Thompson, Ron Carter, and Willie Bobo. You have another group with Tommy Turrentine, Kenny Drew, or Sir Charles Thompson, Paul Chambers, or Al Lucas, Billy Joe Jones. So a lot of good players on this, but this is material, from a few different sessions. So what do you guys think?
Killer title is one of the best sounding LT series.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, for the ones that how does it sound? Sound-wise, it's one of the best LT. So I wonder what they're going to do with the tone poet.
Yeah.
Great playing by Dexter there. And yeah, it's a great title. For the ones that are not familiar with, you're going to be surprised.
Well, I love the other,
It was Clubhouse.
Clubhouse.
Yeah, that was great. And so I love Dexter's my favorite tenor sax player ever.
Yeah.
So I'll definitely be picking that.
That one's a little more up tempo. This one, is a 62 session, so it's more in tone with the stuff that he'll be doing in France. Not too far, not too long after that. Really like beautiful music.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I suspect I won't be getting this, but I have to say I've been getting more and more into Dexter Gordon, and that's because I have been listening to his Dial stuff from the mid to late 40s, and then if you also listen to some of the Savoy stuff from that same maybe a little bit later time period, he was pretty killer. I recently got a Decca release. It's a 10-inch with him and Wardell Gray called The Chase and Steeplechase. It's a live concert. Incredible. I mean, just incredible playing. And yeah, so I've been getting more and more. My appreciation for Dexter Gordon has been growing significantly. So I will check this out. I suspect I won't get it just because I have a number of Dexter Gordon titles from this era on Blue Note. So if it's going to have to, for me to pick it up, it'll have to be a little different than what I already have.
That's fair. Do you still not have a copy of Homecoming?
I don't have Homecoming. I do have is it? Oh yeah, no, I don't have Homecoming. That's with Woody Shaw, right?
Yeah, or Woody Shaw's band. Yeah.
No, I just got the oh, what's the one Blue Note you told me to get?
I don't know. The what?
The famous one with it's like one track on side A.
Oh, One Flight Up.
Yeah, I finally got a copy of that. So, you know, I guess
All right, that's fine. All right,
right.
what's the next?
Let's keep going. All right, the Tokyo Blues.
Woo!
Horace Silver. Got the Horace Silver quintet. So you got Blue Mitchell, Junior Cook, Gene Tower, Joe Harris. Yeah, so I don't have a copy of this. What do you guys think?
It's amazing. Amazing. I have the original of this one. Yeah, the Cape Verdean Tokyo Blues. Essential Horace Silver. I love horoscope. You know, all the stuff from that area, the early 60s, Horace Silver. I think that quintet, they were at their peak. They were like really, really on fire. Also with the transition period, have some records with Joe Henderson, so, you know, some other ones with Charles Tolliver. It's just so diverse and so rich. But you have this glue of Horace Silver just bringing it down to the blues and exploring, you know, at the same time. It's a killer title, really well deserved, and it's about time.
What is the one with the blue cover that came out in the Classic Series last year? The Horace Silver.
The blue cover.
It's the bluish cover. It's got him with he's like playing like it's like a drawing.
Blowing the Blues Away.
Yeah.
Blowing the Blues Away, yeah.
Yeah.
So Blowing the Blues Away, I mean, every time I get a Horace Silver record, I'm like, I don't know, do I need another Horace Silver record? And then I get it and it's kick ass. So I'm definitely gonna pick this up.
Yeah, no, he's one of the most creative, innovative. You know, he never restrains himself to doing the same thing over and over.
Yeah.
You know,
I feel the same way, Chris. So I feel like I find his original pressings for reasonable prices all the time, and they have some of the greatest like tenor players and trumpet players on them. You know, like Art Farmer's on some of them. Hank Mobley's, I think, on some of them. I mean, it's like incredible, and these records aren't that expensive. And it's been kind of fun because I've been trying to get like the early Plastilight pressings of Blue Note, and you know, without spending a lot of money, you can get some really great Horace Silver records. So I've been,
Sorry, Mike. No, I actually would dare say he is the guy that he may not be like invented anything, but he's the guy that put all the pieces together to really kickstart hardball.
I agree.
I think he put the final shape to it. He made the whole package there. It was him.
I think the reason you can find some of them like that, Mike, is because he was really popular and he sold a lot of records.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
Which is great. So, yeah. I don't have a copy of this, but again, just Chris, to your point, it's like I have so much Horace Silver now. It's like, do I need this one? And then generally I'll stream it and be like, yeah, it's pretty good.
All those records, they stand on their own. They're not repetitions.
Well, Silver Serenade's a kick-ass record too.
Yeah.
That one just came out, I think, fairly recently, didn't it?
Yeah.
Silver
Serenade, I think so. Yeah, Tone Poet last year. Yeah, a couple months ago.
Yeah. They're all kind of, I mean, there's so many freaking Tone Poets now, they're all kind of bleeding together.
Yeah, Silver Serenade is a 4000 series as well,
Yeah.
All right. So there you go. Let's keep going. We have Jackie McLean Jackknife. This is the twofer jacket cover, and then I think this is the alternate, I guess, limited CD. I would suspect they'll probably use this, but you know, Tone Poet could reinvent it as well. So this one has Charles Tolliver, Orly Morgan, Larry Willis, Larry Ridley, and Jack DeJohnette with Jackie McLean. That sounds fantastic.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I have this twofer too. I mean, there's two Jackie McLean twofers there. They're killer.
Yeah.
I don't know if I have this one or the other one. They have the same covers on them. I can't remember which one I have, but I'm gonna get this either way. Any Jackie McLean Tone Poet that comes out, it's like an instant purchase.
Yeah.
And this is during. So in his chronology, this is like when he's doing Right Now and Action, and It's Time and Let Freedom Ring Destination Out,
Mhm.
One Step Beyond. So this is like a great period for Jackie McLean.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So very cool.
Did you ever get Destination Out, Mike?
No, but I do have One Step Beyond.
Hmm.
Oh, actually, Destination Out. Roy Haynes is on Destination Out,
Mhm.
and Roy Haynes passed away today. So rest in peace, Roy Haynes. 99 years old.
Yeah, one of the most recorded, if not the most recorded drummer.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, God, we'll talk more about Roy Haynes on Friday night, but just an absolute legend.
Yeah.
Played for 70 years. I mean, he was playing with Charlie Parker back in those days, and all the way up until recently, he's played with everybody.
Mhm.
Yeah.
In every style, from swing to whatever you can think of. The dude's was a complete monster.
Yeah.
Real quick, I've been getting into. He's put out a lot of really good shit in the '90s on CD.
Yeah.
Let me just show one Roy Haynes record real quick, or CD, I guess. So this is Roy Haynes trio with Danilo Perez and John Petitucci.
Mhm.
This is I don't remember what label this is on now. I don't know, but anyway, really good stuff. I've bought probably 5 or 6 Roy Haynes CDs over the last several months, and just really loved all of them. So
Cool.
Yeah, I have this is Out of the Afternoon behind me here. So definitely going to give that a listen over the next couple of days.
Mhm.
All right. So should we keep moving on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we have like 7 more. So
Cool.
stay with us, people. All right.
That is
Next
awesome.
one this is also what? Pacific Jazz. So Pacific Jazz, Chico Hamilton. I wasn't sure which Chico Hamilton it is. I suspect it's this one with featuring Buddy Collette.
Yeah.
I can't say his name right. Buddy Collette. With Fred Katz, Jim Hall, Carson Smith. So I think this is the title they're putting out. But
Okay.
there's a few Chico Hamilton quintet records with some like pretty generic names. So but I'm pretty sure it's this one. So yeah, what do we think about this?
It's cool. I know this one. My local has Japanese pressing of this one. I played a few times. I never bought it, but I know the record well. It's good. It's good. Solid session.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with that one. If I don't get the whole, subscription service or whatever, I might stream this one to see if I want to pick it up or not.
Well, let me see if I can persuade you. Okay.
Okay.
So let's look at the rhythm section here. So I don't know Carson Smith, but you have Jim Hall on guitar. That's pretty sweet.
Yes.
And then you have a cello instead of a bass, which is kind of cool too.
That is cool. Buddy Collette's awesome. So yeah.
And Buddy Collette, who I probably have some Buddy Collette, but I don't have much. So it would be kind of cool because he's clearly like the feature here, playing tenor, alto, flute, and clarinet, and then Chico Hamilton on drums. So it's actually a pretty interesting looking quintet.
Is this going to be your 2025 Pacific Jazz Tone Poet that you proselytized for everyone, much like the Carmel Jones before?
Yeah, I will. I'll do it.
Okay, good. Let's do it. I'll buy it then. If you do that, if you buy it, I'll buy it. How about that?
Yeah, I mean, Carson Smith, he was in a lot of Pacific Jazz titles and a lot of Chet Baker titles, including Chet Baker Sings.
Oh, there you go. Dropping some knowledge.
Wow. Yeah. All right, so I think that one's pretty cool, and that really wasn't on my radar. And during this time period, Eric Dolphy was playing with Chico Hamilton, but I think that material has only come out on CDs, but it's around the same time. But I guess Pacific Jazz thought it was too out there or something.
Probably.
Anyway, all right, let's keep moving. That cello, man, come on.
Cello, it's true.
All right, we got a Don Cherry, Complete Communion. Englewood Cliffs, 65, released in 66. You have Don Cherry on cornet, Gato Barbieri on tenor, Henry Graham bass, and Ed Blackwell drums. I do have a copy of this.
And
show real quick.
Yeah.
This is a mono. I think it's the first pressing mono.
Ooh, nice.
There's 2 tracks on it. And then, yeah, my notes on this are that it's like simple. It sounds like simple material, and each instrument kind of gets like a equal kind of share. So it's definitely, I think, different than the Where's Brooklyn session.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
But yeah, I think, you know, a lot of people that we know absolutely love this record. I mean, I love it as well. But this is, you know, some people's, you know, top Blue Notes. So, or the Don Cherry. So this is a really great title. I think this is one of the more exciting ones that was picked this for next year.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you have that one, Felipe?
Have on CD, Chris. It's a good record. Yes, it's not. Yes, totally cool.
Yeah, this is one of my top picks too. I love, as everyone knows, I love Gato Barbieri, and I've got another record that him and Don Cherry did together, which is just one of my favorite jazz records. So I'll definitely be getting this one.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
They did it as a 75th series. I think it's the last time they did this one. So it's had some represses.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. We have another LT. So this is going to be in memory of Stanley Turrentine. This is 64 material released in 79. I guess that makes it an early LT series.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, the title is in memory of, so it doesn't look like it's, I mean, it is one session. So it's not a compilation.
No, it is a great session. I like Herbie there.
So yeah, so you have Herbie on piano, Bob Cranshaw bass, Otis Finch drums, Mickey Roker congas, and then you have Curtis Fuller trombone and Blue Mitchell trumpet with Stanley Turrentine on tenor. So that's pretty sweet. And what are they doing here? Just a bunch of jazz standards.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. All right. So what do you guys think?
Yeah, I got it here. It's
Oh,
cool.
see.
Yeah, I like it. Really good. I have a lot of Turrentine. I like Turrentine. I think he doesn't get enough love, as he should. He says, you know, it's not the most like creative or, you know, but he's been in so many sessions. He records so many records. He was quite popular. And I like his tone. I think he's a really beautiful playing tone there. And I enjoy his records. And this has a more like different lineup from what I used to see with Turrentine. And this record does not disappoint. I know there's plenty of Tarantino as a Tone Poets, but you know, this one stands a little different from most of what we've seen.
Oh man, that just means I'm gonna have to buy it then. So I love Turrentine too, but he is one of those guys where I'm like, man, do I need another Turrentine record? I don't know. I've got a lot, but you're really selling it for me there, Felipe. So I'll probably pick this one up too.
This one is good, Chris. It's very good.
I mean, I like all this shit on CTI too. I love Stanley Turrentine, but you know, I probably got 20 of his records already. So
yeah.
I feel like Stanley Turrentine is like a staple of the Blue Note catalog. He's got a lot, you know, of representation in it. And we saw earlier there was something with his brother Tommy on trumpet. So his whole family. But yeah, all right. Should we move on?
Yeah.
All right, next title, we got Bobby Hutcherson, Montera.
There we go.
This is a 75 session on Blue Note.
Mm-hmm.
Producer Dale Obler. Bobby Hutcherson, vibes and marimba. Oscar Brashear, Blue Mitchell. This is a big group. A lot of people on this. So,
yeah. So a lot of a Latin vibe on this record. You know,
okay.
Big sounding music.
All right.
Yeah.
Do you have a copy?
Yes, I do have one here, Mike. Yeah, that's an original copy here. That's a Black Bee, the original one.
Very nice. I've always wanted this record just because I think the cover is cool. So
the cover is cool shit. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I like this record. It's not like the traditional vibes. You know, it's bigger music, more musicians playing. It's like different approach, more Latin sound. It's great. I love it.
Yeah,
mid-70s. It's got to be good, man.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's move on. I think we got a big one coming.
Okay.
Flight to Jordan. We got Duke Jordan, 1960 session, Englewood Cliffs. We have Dizzy Reese again. So a Dizzy Reese session on trumpet. Stanley Turrentine again on tenor, Reggie Workman bass, and Art Taylor drums, Duke Jordan piano, and he does a solo track as well.
Mhm.
This looks great.
Yeah.
You know, we were talking about the other Dizzy Reese record, his stuff being kind of difficult to get, and the previous one was recorded in London, right? We saw with a
Yep.
Yeah.
So this is going to be him with American artist. So this will be cool to have both of these come out. I think in the same year will be kind of fun to dive into Dizzy Reese a little bit. But
Mhm. Yeah.
Duke Jordan's obviously awesome. You know, he's great.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, it is a cool one. I like it.
Do you have that one too already, Felipe?
Yes, I have a Chad's 45. I haven't played a record in a long time. It's gonna be good to revisit tonight.
Yeah.
But for the ones longing for it, yeah, it's a good pick for sure.
Yeah, I've never heard it, but I mean, I don't know. Looks like a badass Blue Note, so yeah.
It is good. I think that the horns they particularly shine on that one.
Cool.
For sure.
All right, we have two more.
Sounds like a Rudy recording.
All right, we have Portrait of Sheila.
It's one of the 3 titles of the 9000 series.
Okay,
Oh, wow.
so this is 62, released in 63.
Mhm.
And you have Barry Galbraith, Steve Swallow, and Denzel Best on drums, with Sheila Jordan on voice. So this is one of the few vocal records Blue Note put out under Alfred Lyon.
Yeah, so that was the 9000 series. I have another one here, which is 9001, My Hour of Need, Dodo Green.
Oh, cool.
So I don't have that one, but this record rocks, man. I love this record here, and I know that Sheila Jordan, but waiting for the Tone Poet as well. That's great at doing the 9000 series.
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. I'll definitely get this one. I love Sheila Jordan. I've gotten a couple of records. Man, I'll tell you one. There's one she did with Roswell Rudd on her wrist. You can get it on Wrist of Freedom for $5. That record's crazy. It's so good.
Oh yeah.
So
Mhm.
yeah, interested in this. One of the, like you said, there's not a lot of vocal jazz on Blue Note that we have gotten in these series, so it's pretty neat.
Yeah, and it's quite nice that they're putting those for sure.
All right. Okay, and then we're going to get volume 2 of Donald Byrd at the Half Note. So they released volume 1 last year or this year.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
this will be volume 2. Yeah, so I have volume 1 as a Liberty. I do not have volume 2.
Who's on it?
So we have
Oh,
Pepper Adams, Duke Pearson, Layman Jackson, and Lex Humphreys.
mhm. It's a great lineup.
Yeah.
Amazing stuff.
Pepper Adams sounds pretty great on it, I have to say.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
Looking
Yeah,
forward.
I'll
I was keeping an OG of Volume 2 a few months ago because I thought it was too much. So that's really cool that it's coming out.
I got the first one, and I don't know. It's not my favorite Tone Poet. I'll just say that, I guess. So I don't know if I'm going to pick this one up or not. It's got Pepper Adams on it, though, so I probably will. But
So it's cool. Yeah, no, just get it.
okay, I'll get it.
Yeah.
All right. Final title is going to be Jonathan Blake, Homeward Bound. So this is the cover here, and you can get the digital album, but they're going to put it out as a Tone Poet, which is pretty awesome.
That's awesome. Really awesome. Agree.
Yeah. So who's all on this? You have Joel Ross, vibes, David Varelis on keyboards, bassist, Desron Douglas, and Emmanuel Wilkins. On
Yeah.
sax.
Emmanuel Wilkins.
Yeah. Emmanuel Desmond Douglas has an amazing record on international anthem 2 years ago called Atalaya, which is absolutely must have.
Cool.
I'm wondering when this one. I think this one came out pretty recently too.
Oh, I'm getting this one. Absolutely. Absolutely.
No, I mean, it's got Emmanuel Wilkins on it. It's the Tone Poet. I love that they're throwing at least one,
Yeah.
modern recording into the series. That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Mhm.
Okay, and then finally, let's pick our top favorites here. So this is what is this? This is all 25 of them, including the Davis.
Mhm.
Uh, Felipe, what are your top titles from this for next year?
The Sergei Sharlov. Let me see. The Homar Bound, and would put, because I'm the least familiar with, and I think, and the Sheila Jordan. Yeah, I think the records that I'm most familiar are the styles that I like, because I have most of the rest, but I still want to buy them because I collect them all.
Yeah.
But these are the styles that I'm more like curious about to see how they're gonna be.
Cool.
All right.
How about you, Mike?
I think I'm gonna do my top three that I'm most interested in are going to be the Blue Surge, right? That's definitely up there. I think this Duke Jordan Flight to Jordan will be pretty cool, and it does have Dizzy Reese on it and Stanley Turrentine. So I think that might be a top one for me. And then a third one, it's kind of hard. Like we spoke about, the Chico Hamilton could be really cool. The Horse Parlan also. So I would go with those four as the ones I'm most interested in.
Okay.
Yeah, and I do have some of these that I won't double up on, which is why they're not being included. Like the Gratchen Moncour the third I have. So
Right.
if I didn't have that, I'd probably be interested in that.
Makes sense. So I'm just going to try to pick like mainly one from each row here. Horace Parlan, for sure. The Moncour, Andrew, Serge Sharlov. Actually, the third row there, it's like the first three of them are all really badass. Don Cherry. The Bobby Hutcherson looks really cool. And yeah, I don't know. Sheila Jordan, I guess.
Nice.
I picked like half of them, so yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's really cool. I think it's a really cool lineup for the next year. I really do.
For sure.
Yeah. So please let us know what your top titles are for 2025. Also, let us know if you're going to join the Tone Poet Society. Yeah, I think it's a good list. There's a lot on here. The only thing I think we didn't see is a 1500 series. But they did some early stuff like the Blue Surge and the Modern Art, that Chico Hamilton.
Yeah.
They have stuff from that early era. So it's not like there's no like mid to middle 50s stuff here. So I think there's stuff here for everybody.
For sure. Yeah, let us know what you think. Leave the comments, and then let's see. And on Friday we talk more about it.
Absolutely.
All right, cool. All right. See ya.